Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. Oh, wow. No, you guys, just stop. Knock it off. Oh, no, keep going.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, guys, we're back at it again with another episode of the Glory Boys podcast. I am one of your hosts, Darren.
And I'm Austin.
And we're so glad that you're here. Today's episode, we are going to talk about really how to set up your bride for success for your wedding film. Now, this seems kind of different, but there's a lot of things that you can take action in really equipping your bride and your groom to make sure that your wedding film is going to turn out as best as it can be. And so we're really excited to talk about the topic. We're really passionate about this topic. But before we go any further, let's roll that intro. Let's go. Yeah, I think we really attribute a lot of the successes for us as a company with having relationship with our clients or our brides and our grooms. And a lot of that is started with the upfront communication with them. So what are some of the things that we do as a company to really get kind of into their head and into their heart and really understand them as a human before we dive into the wedding day?
Yeah, so one thing you have to understand is your bride probably doesn't understand how a wedding filmmaker operates.
Yes.
They probably haven't been married before, hopefully.
Right. Some of them have.
Yeah, you get a second wedding every once in a while.
Yeah.
But typically they've never worked with a wedding filmmaker because their last wedding was more than 8 years ago, and anything past then, it's not the same.
Right.
Modern wedding filmmaking is very different. And so
it is.
There's a few things, as we chat with the bride, as we start to build that relationship. And like I've said before, there are a lot of factors that can come into the success or failure of your wedding film.
Yeah. And
like Darren said, a lot of those can be cleared up with upfront communication, being proactive. And so a couple things that we do, we'll just run you through a few things, three simple things that we do to equip our brides for success and ultimately equip ourselves for success.
Yeah.
Because if the bride has a successful wedding day, typically that means we do too.
Yep.
And so the first thing that we do is we make recommendations for things that we need for the film. So a couple examples of those are letter readings. We have absolutely loved when our brides and grooms will take the time before the wedding day to write a letter to their future spouse.
Yeah.
That can be some of the most beautiful audio, and I think every single time it makes it into the film.
Yeah. It pretty much does, yeah.
Because it's usually the most emotion-invoking audio that you're going to get.
Yeah.
Unless you score and you get really great ceremony from an officiant who knows the couple really well, you will get those where the ceremony is beautifully worded and you're able to use a lot of it.
Yep.
But every once in a while you get that film, or I would say a good chunk of the time, you get that film where the ceremony is pretty standard and you don't have a lot of audio to work with.
Yeah.
And we put a ton of focus on audio in our films. We really need good audio to drive a film.
Yeah.
If we don't, it's really just a montage of shots set to music.
Yeah. Everybody has those wedding films that they watched online that they cried and they didn't know anything about the couple. Well, why is that? It's because there was content that was pulled out of these people that was implemented into the film that our hearts attached to, and we got emotionally involved with the couple. Like we knew them, like we were a part of the day. Yeah. That's the whole purpose. The thing that you need to do is bring those personalized things into the film. Well, if the bride doesn't do anything personalized and it's very standard, it feels very stale, very standard. What we say we offer is a cinematic wedding film. What that means to us is really emotive, driven, audio driven, and very personalized to the couple, and so that you can connect to the film, whether you know them or not.
Yeah. So letters is a big one.
Yep.
Even gifts can be really great.
Yeah.
Sometimes
it could be funny. It could be really sweet. I mean, we've had people like gift, whether it's like a custom jersey of their favorite team and it's really fun.
Yep.
And it can be kind of like, wow, that was cool. Or it can be something as sweet as like their the groom's dad had passed recently, and there were customized cufflinks with his face on them saying, "I'm here with you." Like, it can be, and they break down in tears. And it's not to capture just like, oh, but they're crying and want to get that. But it's this beautiful moment that if we didn't shoot it, it's just going to pass. And they may remember parts of it, but I love being able to capture those really personalized, really beautiful moments.
It also helps you make your film more custom.
Yes.
It helps you make films that aren't like the rest of your films.
100%.
Because when you have a unique bride and groom that puts time and attention into these things, it makes your job easier too. I mean, honestly, if you have a really fire letter, it's a good starting point, and it can help you edit the film faster and better than it would have been without it.
Oh, so it gives us inspiration when we sit down in the editing room and get ready to open up the film, and we start with amazing letter readings and amazing ceremony, like personalized vows. We're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be such a beautiful film. This is fun to edit.
Yep, absolutely. So letters, gifts, even things like praying together beforehand. I love when the bride and groom will pray together before the first look even. I think that's really special. And all of these are it's special, personalized moments. And that's really what we want to capture. We're
SPM.
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 Nice. Love it. So things like letters, gifts, and really just even custom vows. Even encouraging brides that, hey, if you have the time and are wanting to write custom vows, we would prefer it because it's going to be better for the film than the officiant just reading the standard vows that everyone else says. So it really helps you personalize it. The second thing is just having a questionnaire. And we have broken this down in detail on a previous podcast, so I don't want to go too far in depth on our process for, workflows and all of that stuff. But they get sent a questionnaire 60 days in advance from the wedding. And this, not only do I think it gets them thinking, but it also provides us all the information that we need. And so we can tell things like, how far apart are the two different venues? If the guys and girls are getting ready at different places, that can help set you up for success. Knowing things like if they are doing a letter, if they're doing a sparkler exit, are they doing custom vows? When will the groom see you is a question that we have on there. So will he see you beforehand? Is he going to see you at the ceremony? Things like that just help us. They give us an idea of how the day is going to go, help us to be prepared, and help set us up for success.
So lastly, we really want the bride and groom to know what to expect from us. So when we show up and we kind of do our thing, hey, we're going to mic you up for this. Hey, we're going to do this. And honestly, almost every time on the call that people said they're not doing personalized vows or personalized letters, we've talked them into doing something. So even if they write like a few lines on a napkin, like I would rather have them read that and have that audio than literally do nothing at all. Because it's even in those times where like the groom scribbled a couple things down on something quick and had her read it. It's been really special moments. And so we'll almost always push for that. And we'll explain the why. Like if we're on the call with the bride and groom, hey guys, we want you to write something specific to you guys as a couple because it's going to make the film and it's really, really important. And another reason why we say it is we love being able to hear your voice and embed your voice into the film. So when your kids watch the video in 15, 20 years or their kids, they know what grandma's voice sounded like when she was young. They know what grandpa's, great grandpa sounded like when he was young 20s. Wow. And so I think that's a really, really important aspect to think about it. It's so much bigger than just the little moment. It's not just a letter. It's literally embedding your youth, your heart, your love, your young love, your brand new married love into a wedding film that will literally live forever. And your family and generations to come can watch that and experience what you experienced. And I think that's really important to us. So that's what we try to explain to them and share with them before we really go any further in the call.
Wow. That's really great. Honestly, I think we lose sight of the impact that wedding films can have. And just a real quick anecdote. I remember when we used to go to wedding fairs all the time and like we would make brides and their moms cry because we would explain to them that, this is something that you're going to watch in 20 years with your kids. And I think that we'll be long past maybe even shooting weddings by the time we get to understand the true impact.
Yeah.
I personally believe that wedding films can save marriages.
Yeah, I agree.
So total side note, way off track, but I loved what you said. Letting them know what to expect from us and really sharing that heart. Like I said in a previous episode, we've never had a bride turn us down when we explained to them that, hey, we have the best interest for you, for your family, and your future in mind. So when we make a recommendation, it has nothing to do with us furthering our business.
No.
It has everything to do with us trying to provide the best possible quality of film for you to remember forever.
Yes.
And so another thing I just wanted to touch on with letting them know what to expect from us, we will walk them through the whole day. And a line that we frequently will say in this call with a couple is like, our goal for the day is that by the end of the day, we're best friends. You and us, we're homies, and that can put them at ease.
Yeah.
Let them know that like we're going to be friendly and fun on their wedding day.
We're for them. We got their back.
Yep.
They don't have to worry or stress or micromanage us. Like we are on your team. We're for you.
Absolutely. And yeah, I just think that prepares them more mentally and emotionally than technically, but I think it can definitely help set them up for success because they're not worried about, are the videographers going to be weird, or like, are they going to be dominating? Are they going to be telling me what to do all day and in my face? Like, so we really try to set those expectations and really help them to understand that the day is going to be fun, that we're going to bring solutions, that we, our job, another line that we say all the time, our job is to remove stressors on your wedding day.
Yeah.
If that's mom, then that's mom. Like we have done that before.
Yeah, we've punched a mom before. Just kidding. We don't punch people. No, that's mean. That's like opposite of what we do. We hug a lot of people.
Right. But I think we have asked a mom to leave before. Like, hey, leave the room, or hold a bride out of the room is probably what we would typically do. Is like, hey, let's go over here for a second because I can tell your mom's stressing you out.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think all of those things can just help you to set up your brides for success.
Yeah.
Help them understand what you're looking for. Help them understand why you need it.
Yep.
And share your heart with them. Don't be afraid to get a little bit, into the feelies of it, because it is a very emotional thing.
Yep.
It's way different than commercial and corporate work where there's very little emotion in it a lot of the time.
Yep.
And so, share your heart with them. Share your passion and let them see that you have their best interest in mind. And I think if you do all of these things, that you will be set up for success. I think your bride will walk into the day at peace, knowing that you're going to show up, that you're going to be fun and a joy to be around, and that you're going to get the job done, and that they did everything in their power to make it as good as they can as well.
Yep. We're in the business of people. And so if you don't care about people or don't love people, this job and this industry is going to be really tough for you.
Yep.
But that if you keep that in mind, the bride is always going to feel that. The groom is always going to feel that. The family is going to feel that. If you care about them, you serve them, you love them, it's going to just come off in your work and in your intentions, and they'll never second guess your suggestions to make the day better, to make their film better, because they know that you care about them and their best interest is in your mind. And so just be sure to do that. Love people, serve people, and I think you'll always win every time.
Absolutely. Well, I hope this has been helpful to you. Short and sweet, but a few recommendations to help equip your brides for success.
Yeah.
And if you are listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. It would mean a lot to us.
It does.
Helps us grow this podcast and suggest this to other people just like you. Hit the bell for notifications if you want to be notified of all of our videos that we post. Podcasts every Wednesday. We drop content on Fridays. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, be sure to leave a rating if this is helpful to you, and let us know how we're doing. Feel free to email feedback, or if you have a podcast topic that you'd like us to cover, shoot us an email, hello@gloryvisuals.com. Super simple. Let us know what you think and what you'd like to see us cover in the future. But for now, I think this is all for this episode. Thanks so much for joining us. Again, I'm Austin.
And I'm Darren.
And this is the Glory Boys Podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
We love you, Wisconsin.
Nice.